Good morning, leadership. I'm sorry I'm not here today, but I wanted you to get this really, really important lesson on love. And I definitely wouldn't miss out on making you feel uncomfortable by saying love over and over and over again. So this morning, you should have your notes out in front of you. They're the same notes as yesterday. So you have your 8 essentials on the top, and then you have your 4 different types of love on the bottom. You should have that out. You're going to take notes. Not the first time you watch the video, but the second time you watch the video. So for now, if this is your first time, just sit back and listen. All right, so there are 4 types of love that I'm going to talk to you about. And one of the major downfalls of the English language is we only have one word for love. That's it, just one word. However, there are all different kinds of love. So this morning I'm going to talk to you about 4 of those kinds of loves that the Greeks recognize. And the Greeks actually recognize more than 4, but these are the most important 4, the 4 that you see show up the most. So the first one we're going to talk is eros. And eros is probably the least long-lasting and maybe even the least important type of love. And that is spelled E-R-O-S, eros. And all eros is, it's very, very simple. Eros is physical attraction and desire. That's all it is. There is nothing more to it. There's no mental component really. It's just that you are physically attracted to somebody, you have desire for somebody. That's all. So it's physical and it's desire. So when you see somebody walking down the road, or you have a celebrity crush, or you see somebody in the hallway that you find attractive, that's more of an eros type of love. That's that initial like sight-to-sight love. All right, then the next type of love we're going to talk about is philos. Philos is friendship. It's the love of friends. It's the deep love you feel towards friends. It's the commitment you feel towards friends. So philos is just any type of friendship you have. Sometimes philos would also apply to like a sibling or somebody that acts in place of one of your just like a regular friend. It could end up being a family member too. But philos is friendship. That one's super, super easy. So we have that kind of PHF sound, which will help you remember. So we have friendship here. And as a middle schooler, that's a really kind of important one for you, is friendship. Philos is friendship. And then the third one, before we get to agape, most of you have heard agape before, you've seen it on the board, it's there waiting for you this week under your vocabulary, is storge. So storge is where you spend most of your time as a middle schooler. Storge is the love that you have for your family, for your friends, who you've maybe had friends for like a really long time, that kind of have that family feel. Storge is this family love, this love of deep commitment. So family, commitment's a really important word. Make sure I'm not missing anything. And then also thinking about parents. Parents exhibit really, really strong storge. So it's that biological feeling they have of love towards their offspring. And this is a really, really long-lasting love. Philos can be kind of passing with friendships. Friendships kind of come and go. But storge is kind of that overall long-term commitment you have towards your family, regardless of maybe how you feel about them. So you probably spend most of your time here, but then you probably do have philos, and you maybe have experienced a little bit of eros at this point in your life. And then the final one, the one that's really important to leadership, is agape. All right, and I'm going to write one word under agape because it embodies everything, and that is that agape love is a choice. It's a consistent choice that you make all the time. And you might be thinking, well, how is love a choice? Because love's a feeling. And the Greeks believe that it's not always a feeling. Sometimes you have to choose to love things. And when you choose to love things, you demonstrate stronger leadership. Let me look at my notes here. So, for example, when I looked up the definition of agape, it gave me love of man, brotherly love, and then over and over again, I saw a choice. Love's a choice. It's a choice. Love's a choice. And that's where you see agape popping up so much in leadership. So the question becomes, how do you show agape? And the reality is that agape is the hardest and the easiest form of love to utilize in your life. It's hard because you do have to choose it every day, even when you don't feel like choosing it every day. Sometimes we don't want to like be in love with our life. You wake up on the wrong side of the bed, you're having a tiff with a friend, whatever it is, sometimes this is really hard to choose. But the beauty of this and what makes it the easiest is that it's not always a feeling. So you can choose to have agape at any point in your life, even if you're having a bad day. Whereas philos and eros and storge, they're kind of feelings that come and go, or they're this bond that you build over time. So it's not like you can just wake up in the morning and choose it. I think that's it. I think that covers everything on love. I hope I said love enough times that you feel super, super uncomfortable and it's really awkward. But the goal is that you can talk about agape and love as a choice in your daily life and have it be something that just becomes part of who you are and isn't something that makes you feel uncomfortable. And the hope is that we kind of understand that love isn't just one word. So the love that you feel for your boyfriend or your sister or your girlfriend or your dad or your mom or chocolate cake or pizza, those aren't all the same thing. And the idea is that we recognize they're not the same thing, and we recognize that we do get to make choices. So we're going to choose agape. We're going to focus on choosing agape. And the way to get to agape love is by embodying those 8 essentials of leadership every single day. And when you mess up, you get up the next day and you choose agape again, and you embody those 8 essentials of leadership again. Questions? Hopefully not, because I'm not there to answer them. Deuces.